I could grow my hair from my shoulders to down my back. You can also grow yours. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and happy new year to you all. I know we're in the second month, but this is the first time I'm sitting down to talk to you guys. So happy new year to you all, and I'm praying that your hair grows long to your desired length. So I get this question everywhere and every time. V, how did you grow your hair long? How come your hair is so thick, full, healthy and beautiful? And since I started my YouTube channel, even on the comment sections of most of my videos, people also ask me how I grew my hair long. So today I'm bringing to you all my most requested video of all time, how I grew my hair long. In this video I'm going to be telling you all how I went natural, because I wasn't always natural, and then I'm going to be giving you my tips that have helped me to grow my hair long. Sit back, relax, get your notes and your pen to jot down important tips, and without wasting much time, let's jump right into the video. I've always loved long hair. I used to watch Indian movies back then and wish that my hair would grow so long like the girls in the movie. But my hair was just on my shoulders for years. Like, my hair was just here for like forever. So in 2013, I decided to be more intentional about growing my hair. So I had a plan, and the plan was to stay away from relaxers for 6 months, because then I used to relax my hair every 3 months. So I wanted to reduce it to 2 times a year instead of 4 times a year. And it happened to be that it was holiday period then, so I went to see a friend of mine. Shout out to you, Rolly, wherever you are, if you're watching this video. So I told my friend about my plan, that I wanted to stay away from relaxers for 6 months, and she was like, V, it's not possible. So she just kept telling me, V, you can't do it, it's not possible, you're not going to be able to comb your hair, because my hair was a lot thicker than hers, and she was trying to imagine how I'll be able to manage my hair. She used to relax her hair, I think, every 2 months, and in between those 2 months, it used to be so difficult to comb her hair. So she just kept telling me, V, is not possible, V, is not possible, you can't do it. And the more she was saying it, I was getting angry. I was like, I'm telling you I want to do something, and you're telling me I can't do it. So I told her, you know what, after I leave your house, I'm going to go back home and I'm use relaxer for 6 months, and also I'm not going to call you. I'm only going to call you at the end of that 6 months period to tell you that I've stayed away. So I went back home and I stayed away from relaxers for 6 months. It wasn't easy, but I was determined. I wanted to grow long hair, and I also wanted to call my friend and tell her, girl, I did it. So after that 6 months period, I called her and I told her that I had stayed away, and she was like, V, how did you do it? She was screaming. So to cut the long story short, within the 6 months period, my hair grew out a lot, and I got to see my natural coils, and I was loving it. I told myself, how about I stretch the relaxer for some 3 more months? So I stayed away for 9 months, and my hair grew some more, and I kept on extending the time till over a year, and then my relaxed ends were so little compared to my natural hair, so I just had to trim it off. I did the big chop, and your girl became natural. So just before I jump into the tips, I just want to let you know that your hair is always growing naturally. Your hair is always growing, because if it wasn't growing, you wouldn't be needing to go to your salons to relax your hair every 2 or 3 months. So when you go to relax your hair, what you're actually doing is you're relaxing new growth. So that means your hair is actually growing. But the problem most of us have is with length retention. Most times your hair is growing, but it's also breaking off at the same rate at which it's growing, and your hair just stays at the same length and it seems like it's not growing. Or sometimes your hair is even breaking off faster than it's growing, so therefore it's even getting shorter. So what we need to do is to try to retain the length of hair that is growing, so that we can see our hair long. So without wasting much time, let's jump right into the tips. Tip number 1 is to believe that your hair can grow long and pray for long hair. Very first thing you need to do if you're trying to grow out your hair long, you need to believe that your hair can grow long. When you don't believe in the goals you set, they are never going to happen. But when you believe in your dreams, you're going to be hopeful, and even when things might not be going well, you'll still keep going. Stop saying to yourself that you can't grow long hair. Black girls can't grow long hair. I'm a black girl and I have long hair. Also, there are a whole lot of other YouTubers that have long hair. So have the right mindset and say positive things to yourself, because what you continually say to yourself manifests in your life with time. So now say after me, I can grow long hair. I can grow my hair to any length that I want it to be. Also, I'm a Christian and I believe in prayers. So pray to God, tell him how you want your hair to be, and believe that it's going to grow to that length. Talking about believing, I believe that you will subscribe to my channel and like this video at the end of the video. And it's going to happen because I believe. Tip number 2, keep your hair moisturized. This is very, very important. Natural hair is usually dry because of the nature of our hair strands. And the drier our hair is, the more likely it is to break. Normally, the skin secretes an oil from our scalp called sebum, and this oil helps to lubricate our hair. But because kinky hair has a lot of coils and bends, it's difficult for this oil to travel down the shaft of our hair, therefore making our hair feel dry. So girls with coily hair, especially type 4 hair, have to do a little more to make sure that their hair stays moisturized. So I just want to get this clear because I hear a lot of time people say use oil to moisturize your hair. Oil is not a moisturizer, oil is a sealant. I remember back then I used to apply oil on my dry hair and I thought I was moisturizing my hair. But my hair would just be shiny, but it would still feel dry. I used to have lots of short pieces of hair on the floor, like my hair was breaking so bad, but now I know better. Basically, there are two main ways to moisturize your hair: the LCO method and the LOC method. I normally use the LCO method, and L stands for your liquid, C stands for your cream, and then O for your oil. Water is usually the liquid. I make sure my hair is wet or damp, and then my leave-in conditioner is usually my cream, and then I use an oil. So this is the leave-in conditioner I use most of the time. Cantu leave-in conditioner, which is the shea butter one. And then I make use of extra virgin olive oil. Doesn't necessarily have to be this brand. You can make use of any good brand. And then after sealing my hair with oil, I also like to use shea butter on top of it. Raw shea butter. My hair is really thick and thick hair loves butters. Finally, after adding your leave-in and your oil to wet hair, the next thing you're going to do is to twist up or braid your hair to lock in the moisture. I have a video on how I keep my hair moisturized in twist, so you can check out the video. The link will be in the description down below. Also, try to get a spray bottle and spray your hair every 3 days or whenever you feel your hair is dry during the week to keep it moisturized. And after spraying your hair, go in with some oil to seal in the moisture. Tip number 3, deep condition consistently. So this is also under part of keeping your hair moisturized and is very, 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 very important. So deep conditioning is a process of applying a conditioner or a hair mask onto your hair after washing it, and then you cover your hair up with a plastic bag or a shower cap, and you leave it for about 30 minutes to 1 hour before rinsing it out. When you wash your hair with shampoo, you're stripping your hair off moisture and its natural oils. So deep conditioning helps moisture to penetrate deep into your hair shaft and then keep your hair hydrated from the inside, therefore reducing breakage. If you deep condition consistently, I'm telling you, you're going to see a drastic change in the health and texture of your hair. Your hair is going to be a lot softer and easier to manage. So also check out my wash day video to see how I wash my hair and deep condition my hair. Tip number 4, use the right for your hair. One mistake that a lot of girls make when they go natural is that they use small combs. Natural hair is not straight hair. It has a lot of bends and coils. So the best thing to use would be a wide tooth comb, because the teeth of this comb are far apart. You can get this at any beauty supply store or any shop or store where they sell hair products. Also, don't put a comb straight to the root of your hair and try to comb. This will just rip your hair out. So what you should do is divide your hair into sections. Then gradually comb your hair from the ends and then go upwards carefully. Also, don't detangle your hair when it's totally dry. You can get your spray bottle and just spritz your hair with a little water, or apply a product like leave-in conditioner. Tip number 5, be gentle on your hair. I treat my hair like it's very precious and fragile. Treat my hair like an egg. Don't do your hair when you're in a hurry, or when you're tired, you're hungry, or you're stressed, because you are most likely going to comb your hair harshly and you're going to lose a lot of hair. So be gentle on your hair. Take your time when you're working on your hair. The next tip that has helped me grow my hair long is doing my hair myself. Most hairstylists don't have the time and patience to be gentle on your hair because they have a lot of people waiting to do their hair. So I feel like you are the best person that will be patient when working on your hair. Also, if you're doing your hair yourself, you know when it's hurting you, so you know when to take it easy. And you also know the goals you've set, so you don't just want to rip your hair off. I used to go to salons when I just went natural, but as my hair grew longer, there was a particular time I went to a salon and this hairstylist was just combing my hair so harshly. My scalp was sore. I just told myself after that I was just going to learn to do my hair by myself. So I've been doing my hair now for like over 5 years now. You can watch videos. There are a whole lot of videos on YouTube to show you how to style your hair, moisturize your hair, and all of that. But if you don't have the time, you're so busy and you don't want to stress, make sure you get a professional hairstylist, someone that understands natural hair and is gentle on your hair. Number 7, staying away from heating tools and chemicals. This is one major reason why I've been able to retain so much length. Direct heat on your hair takes out moisture from your hair and makes your hair feel dry. Every time you flat iron your hair, you are sucking out moisture from your hair and you're making your hair drier and weaker. Also, excessive use of heat and high temperatures of heat can cause heat damage. And when you get heat damage, there's nothing you can do to repair that part of your hair. You're finally going to need to cut it off. And this is going to set you back while you're growing your hair. I used to see a lot of girls with relaxed hair and their hair will be thick towards the roots, but then their ends will be thin and you can see through their ends, and that was something I didn't want, so I just stayed away from heat. Since I've been natural for over 7 years, I've only blow dried my hair twice and I've never flat ironed my hair. I've just always been so conscious of growing not just long hair but also healthy hair. So initially when I went natural, I bought a blow dryer and a flat iron, and I planned I was going to be straightening my hair almost like every day, changing hairstyles. Then I heard that these tools were going to hinder my hair growth, so I just had to throw them away. If you're finding it difficult to stay away from heating tools, try to stay away for about 1 month, then 2 months, and then as you're staying away for months, you see your hair growing and flourishing. And when you see how much your hair has grown, it will become easy to stay away from the tools because you wouldn't want to damage your hair. If you can't stay completely away from using heating tools, then limit the number of times you use them. I mean, it's not bad if you use them once in a while. Don't straighten your hair more than 2 times in a year. If you straighten your hair today with a flat iron and then the next day is looking frizzy and puffy, don't re-straighten it. Just let it be. You can put your hair in a bun if it starts getting frizzy, or you can put your hair in a scarf, a head scarf in a fancy way. I have a lot of videos on cute ways to tie your head scarves, so I'll add them in the description box. You can also watch them later. There are actually several ways to stretch your hair without using heat. You can stretch your hair from braids or twists, but my go-to method of stretching my hair is the threading method, and I also have a video on that, so you can check it after this video. Also, stay away from chemicals. When I say chemicals, I'm talking about relaxers and hair dyes. Relaxers and hair dyes are not good for our hair because they break down the bonds within our hair strands. Therefore, they leave our hair weak and brittle. Anytime you go to relax your hair, the relaxer also gets to part of your hair that has been relaxed before, therefore over processing your hair and making your hair thinner. Another thing is that relaxers discolor your hair. Back then when my hair was relaxed, it was brown, But I noticed that since I went natural, my hair just turned black naturally. Also, avoid hair dyes. I used to dye my hair back then when it was relaxed. I used to dye it black. And I remember one particular time when I dyed my hair. My hair was just following my fingers like every time I touched my hair. And I lost so much hair, and that was just how I stopped using dyes. There are other ways to get colored hair. You can get a wig or use a hair wax. A hair wax is temporal. You can rinse it off so it's not damaging to your hair. I'm even looking forward to trying that very soon. Tip number 8: do protective styles or low manipulation hairstyles. This is another tip that has really helped me to retain my length. What are protective hairstyles? Protective hairstyles are hairstyles that tuck your ends away or completely cover your hair to protect it and prevent breakage. They are low manipulation hairstyles and they require minimum maintenance. When you make them, you don't need to restyle or recomb your hair every day. Your ends are the oldest part of your hair, so you want to make sure you are moisturizing it enough and also covering it and protecting it as much as possible. There are two types of protective hairstyles: the short-term protective hairstyles and then the long-term protective hairstyles. Short-term protective hairstyles last for a few days to a week, and examples are buns, twist outs, and braid outs. While long-term protective hairstyles last for a longer period of time, from over a week to about a month. And some examples are wigs, weaves, box braids, crochet, and then passion twist. If you're going for weaves, try to go for full swings rather than the ones where you have to leave some hair and then later you're going to need to straighten that hair. That will be bad because you can get heat damage while straightening that hair. So just go for full swing. If you don't like adding extensions to your hair, you can go for mini twists or mini braids with your natural hair. My favorite protective style back then was box braids. I'll leave some pictures if I can find them. Guys, this was the first time I was braiding my hair by myself with extensions, and it took me 3 whole days. I rocked hell out of this braids, and then when it was getting old, I started putting it in a bun, as you can see on the right side. These are medium-sized braids, and you can see me smiling in both pictures. I was so proud of myself because my hair was growing, and I don't know why my face is like this here, but I started changing the color just to switch up things a little. So don't change your hairstyle every week. Do some form of protective styles and then leave it in for some weeks before you wash it, just to reduce manipulation of your hair. Also avoid tight hairstyles. Don't make your braids too tight because you want it to be super neat, or else when you take your hair down, those strands are just going to fall off because they've been overstressed. Avoid slick ponytails or do them once a while because they pull your edges and they're going to make you lose your edges. Also, don't neglect your hair when it's in a protective style. Try to re-moisturize your hair. You can use a spray bottle every 3 days and then you can spray your hair. Add a leave-in conditioner and then seal with moisture. That's if your hair is in box braids or mini twists or mini braids. Or even if your hair is in cornrows under wigs, also re-moisturize your hair, spray your hair. Tip number 8: eat healthy foods and drink lots of water. It might sound cliche, but you are what you eat. So eat healthy meals and a balanced diet if you want your hair to grow long and strong. The way the body works is that it sends nutrients and vitamins to the vital organs first, because hair is like the least important. So it's only when your organs have gotten enough nutrients and then there's excess that is going to go to the hair. So make sure you are getting enough of the necessary nutrients on a daily basis. Your hair is made up of protein called keratin. So make sure you're including a lot of protein-rich diets in your meals so as to promote hair growth. Foods that contain protein are egg, fish, meat, chicken. Then I used to take 1 egg every day because eggs are rich sources of protein. Not only do they contain protein, they also contain essential vitamins and nutrients that help to grow your hair. So other foods you need to eat to get other essential vitamins and nutrients are nuts, for example, almond and walnuts. This contains omega fatty 3 acids and they help to nourish and thicken your hair. Also get enough of fresh fruits and vegetables Fruits like oranges and mangoes contain vitamin C, and they help to produce collagen, a protein that is necessary for healthy and strong hair. Leafy vegetables contain iron, and iron helps to transport oxygen and the nutrients all the way to the roots of your hair. Carrots are also very good. Carrots contain vitamin A, and vitamin A is very good for growth, and it also helps in the production of the scalp's natural oil, which is sebum, and this oil helps to lubricate the scalp, and also it keeps the hair healthy. You can also try taking a multivitamin every day if you're too busy or you don't have enough money to eat foods that contain all the nutrients. I don't encourage you to take hair vitamins. I was really desperate back then, and guys, I took biotin, and hair grew everywhere on my body, on my chin, like I started having a mustache. Look, I still have one strand till now, and I broke out seriously. So guys, don't take hair vitamins. If you're going for vitamins, just go for normal multivitamins. Also, water is super important, not just for your hair but for your body in general. Just like a plant needs water to grow, so also does your hair need water to grow. If you have a plant around in your house, like I have an aloe vera plant in my house, if you don't water it for about a week or more, you'll notice that it's going to look so dry and it's going to look like it's dying. That's the same thing that happens to our hair. Our hair becomes dry and brittle when it doesn't get enough moisture. So make sure you're drinking enough water to keep your hair hydrated from the inside. I used to struggle with drinking water back then. Sometimes I could even eat without drinking water. So what I did was that I filled 2 bottles of 1 liter, and then I'll tell myself that I must finish these bottles in a day. That was how I learned to drink water. So if you're struggling with drinking water, you can try doing the same thing. Tip number 9, exercise regularly and get enough rest. Exercise gets your heart pumping faster and increases blood flow and circulation throughout the body. And when there's an increase in blood flow, this means that more oxygen and nutrients are going to go to your scalp and therefore make your hair grow faster. You don't really need to go to the gym to do heavy workouts. You can do simple exercises at home. You can jog for a few minutes or do squats. Just try to exercise every day for about 10 to 20 minutes to get your heart pumping faster. People talk about scalp massages, but I don't really do that since I exercise every day. I feel there's no need for that. Also, try to get enough sleep. A lot of us stress ourselves so much during the day and we don't get enough sleep at night. Sleep is very good for the body. When we sleep, our body produces a growth hormone called melatonin, and this helps to increase hair growth. So try to sleep for at least 7 hours every day. So tip number 10 will be to protect your hair at night. I never sleep with my hair open. I either put it in a bun or I plait some braids or do some twists. So though my hair is open now like this, I'm not going to sleep with it like this. I'm going to twist my hair into 4 sections before I go to bed. If you sleep with your hair open, you're going to wake up the next morning with a lot of knots and your hair is going to be matted because your hair strands are just going to tangle upon each other. Also, cotton sucks out moisture from our hair, so replace your regular pillowcases with silk or satin pillowcases, or you get a silk or satin scarf. So this will help to reduce the friction between your hair and the pillow while you sleep. I have 2 satin gowns I put over my pillow before I sleep, and here is one of them. I recently found a picture, and this picture is about 4 years back, and I was lying on my bed and on my pillow I saw this gown. That's how long I've been using these satin gowns, for over 4 years now. So I also use scarves sometimes when I do some hairstyles and I want to make sure the hairstyle is still intact. I'll just tie a scarf before lying down on my pillow. Tip number 11, trim your hair only when necessary. So a lot of people say trim your hair every 2 months or 3 months, be on a regular trimming schedule, but you don't have to trim your hair so often if you're trying to grow long hair. Hair takes quite some time to grow. On an average, hair grows about half an inch a month. In 2 months, you're going to have like 1 inch And if you're trimming half inch every 2 months, so you're left with only half inch in 2 months. So at the end of the year, you're going to have just very little hair, about 3 or 4 inches. And that won't help you if you're trying to grow long hair. My advice would be for you to trim your hair when necessary, when you're having split ends and then your ends are terribly knotted and they are breaking off way too much. I trim my hair every 6 months, that's twice a year, and I make sure to use a very sharp pair of scissors. Also, if you take proper care of your hair is going to be healthy and even your ends, therefore there will be no need to trim too often. So the very last tip I'll give you guys is patience. Patience is very important because great things take time and it takes quite a while to grow long hair. But I promise you your hair is going to grow if you believe, if you're consistent with your routines and you follow these tips. You're going to see some length this year. So guys, these are my tips that have helped me to grow my hair really long. I hope this video was helpful to you. Please remember to give this video a big thumbs up. Smash the thumbs up button if you did enjoy this video. Comment down what you feel about this video and also leave other tips that have helped you in the comment section. And finally, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and share this video with your family and friends. See you in my next one. Love you. Bye.